All right, so this is a sponsored video. This company called Vogma, V-O-G-M-A, sent me this inflator pump to review. And by sponsored, it just means that they provided the pump for me to review, and then I get to keep the pump after I do my review. So this is taking it out of the box. It's not very large. It's got a little manual. It's nicely packaged. So this is the size of the pump, so it's not big at all. It's got a nice carry case, very padded, like a pull string, drawstring kind of thing there. Move that out of the way. That's all that's in the box. So here's going to be your accessories for the pump. So in here, we're going to find a couple of attachments. This attachment is nice because you don't have to thread it on. You can just put it on and close it that way. This is if you need power, like if the internal battery doesn't have enough power, you can plug it into a power outlet and plug it in that way. And then this is going to be a charge cable. And then this is going to be for all the different types of items that you could inflate. It gives you all the tips that you can put at the end of the inflator. So the inflator itself looks like this. It's got some protective plastic on it, so I'll take that off in a moment. But what we're gonna do to begin, it's got one plug-in down here. This is for if you use a power outlet, that's how you would get that power. All the other ports up here is going to be for charging, and we'll find out what all those are for. So anyway, I'm going to begin by going ahead and charging this up, so then we can kind of see what it can do. All right, so we used our USB cable to charge our inflator pump. And we threaded this into the top of it so that we can try it out. So we're gonna go outside in just a moment. I did just want to point out that in addition to this, there's 4 tips that come in the bag. This one, they just have some different sizes, different cones. So if you were filling up, say like a inflator ring for like a swimming pool or something, you might use something like this. If you were inflating like a basketball or soccer ball, volleyball, something like that, football, you might use this one right here. And they can just pop in like that and then push this down to hold it in. Same for all of these. So you just pop them in like that with this open. And then push down right there. And then this, they show that you can use for like a bicycle. Push it in like that, push down. So it has these different tips that you can use for different applications. So we're gonna, basically there's just a few buttons. So the power button is in the middle and it's surrounded by 4 smaller buttons. So the power button you have to hold in for a few seconds. So it shows you that our battery is fully charged. I have it set to PSI. It will also do other units of measurement. So this is how much it's reading, 0. And this is the set point, 36. So if it reaches 36, it will stop. So this is a little picture of a car up here. So in this upper left button, you can change that setting. So let's say for a car, it's factory set at 36, but let's say your car took 32 or 35 or 38. You have a plus and a minus button down here. So we can change that 36 to whatever set point, and it does it to the 10th of a PSI, which So that's interesting. So you can go down or up or however you want to set that. And then you can also change by what item you're filling up to give you a close starting point. So that's a car. That looks like a motorcycle. That looks like a bicycle. And then that's like a road bike or something, or a ball, like a basketball at 8 psi. And then this, I think, was what they call like the road bike that might take 75 psi or something like that. So you can use any one you want. The only reason for that is to get you close, so you don't have to hit as many buttons to make your adjustment. The other feature it has in the upper right is a light, and the light is here on top. And I don't want to blind you with the camera, but I want to show you what it's going to do. So if I hit it once, it's constant. If I hit it twice, it's blinking. Third time shuts it off. So that lets you have a constant light or a blinking light. So let's go ahead and go outside and try this out on a couple of things. All right, so my truck takes 35 psi. So I turn it on, it's at 36. I'm going to hit the down button to get it to 35. Push this on like that. It says it's got 31.4. So I'm going to go ahead and start it with that button there. Yeah, the LEDs aren't going to show up right on the video. So it's not flickering in real life like it might on the video. It's up to 32 right now. Okay, so it might be loud on video, but that's fairly quiet for an air compressor, and I think that's because it's so small. It did take a while. I think it was like 3.3 pounds of pressure that it added from 31.7 up to 35, and it took a little while, and I think that's because it's so small. So I think for an emergency inflator, or if you're just making seasonal changes where you're accounting for the temperature change and you want to put in 2 psi, it's really good for that. I think the battery would run down if you tried to do a whole bunch of tires with it. But for being such a small package, it's really good for something like that. And also remember, if you ran the battery down, it does come with this, where this power outlet plugs into your power outlet of your vehicle. It's got a very long cord, and then this powers it from the bottom. So if you did run the battery down, you're still going to be able to inflate your tires. So I also want to try it on this smaller tire over here. These are almost completely dead. I mean, these haven't been inflated in probably a couple of years, so they're literally like almost at nothing. So they're at 2.5 psi. Okay, so that's interesting. They all have a range, and the only one that would let me put it at 25 was the very last setting that I thought was like the road bike setting that started at 75. So we're going to see how long it takes to do this small tire from 2.5 to 25. Okay, so that was very quick. So what we can learn from that is, on something big like a car tire, it's probably just for a few PSI. But any other thing that you have, a bicycle tire, small tire like that, a basketball, an inflatable, it's going to inflate it very quickly. And so the other thing I want to point out, I don't know how the video is going to look, but when we look through the phone camera we're using, we notice that you can't read the LED indicator. So the LED indicator is very clear. It shows up very well. Sometimes video doesn't catch LED lights very well. So there is nothing wrong with that. Just want to let you know, if you can't read it, it's just because of the way that the phone is taking the video. So it's pretty impressive for a small inflator. I really like the size. So I think if you were going to be doing like a flat tire on a car, you might want a larger inflator, but this one would work because even if you ran your battery down, you have the backup from the power outlet. So anyway, very nice product, very well packaged. So thank you for watching.